The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Friday, July 10th, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Meta is preparing to put its custom Iris AI chip into production in September as it tries to control more of the infrastructure behind Facebook and Instagram AI features. Meta has launched Muse Spark 1.1 for agentic encoding work, using aggressive token pricing to challenge OpenAI and Anthropic for developers. NVIDIA has published a reproducible pipeline for generating more than 500,000 synthetic financial headlines, aimed at filling gaps in financial AI research data. A Guardian opinion piece argues the AI data center boom is becoming a public cost problem, especially for energy, water, climate policy, and government scrutiny. Character.ai is moving into microdramas with AI-produced shows, whose characters can chat with adult viewers and bend the storyline through roleplay. Let's start with the hardware story underneath Meta's AI ambitions. Meta plans to begin manufacturing Iris, its custom data center AI chip, in September 2026 as part of a 4th-generation MTIA program built in-house for AI features on Facebook and Instagram. The infrastructure target is huge, 7 gigawatts of computing capacity in 2026, then 14 gigawatts in 2027. Reuters reports that testing took only 6 weeks with no major issues, which is a strikingly fast checkpoint for an internal silicon effort that has struggled for more than 5 years. But the key point is not that Meta is walking away from NVIDIA or AMD GPUs. It is trying to reduce bottlenecks and cost by adding its own chips to the stack, with Broadcom on design, TSMC on fabrication, and multi-year supply deals for memory, flash storage, and fiber optic equipment. That matters because Meta expects to spend up to $145 billion on AI infrastructure this year. At that scale, even small efficiency gains can change the economics of model usage. The real test, though, is not a clean 6-week test. It is whether Iris delivers reliable yield, performance, and cost savings once it is deployed at meta scale. Now, on the software side, Meta is also trying to prove that all this infrastructure can turn into products developers actually use. Muse Spark 1.1 is being pitched by AI Chief Alexander Wang as Meta's strongest model yet for agentic encoding work, with an API now available through a public developer portal preview and a waitlist rollout. The pricing is the attention grabber. New accounts get $20 in credits, then Meta charges $1.25 per million input tokens and $4.25 per million output tokens. That is Meta trying to compete on access and cost against OpenAI and Anthropic. Here's what is interesting. The model is served on Meta's own infrastructure, but it is not broadly available through third-party marketplaces like OpenRouter, and access is still gated. The coding focus also makes strategic sense because code is a training ground for agents that can handle multi-step tasks. But developers will still ask the practical question, is this better or just cheaper and new? Without independent benchmarks or usage data, Muse Spark is best read as a serious bid for the AI coding market, and also as a response to Wall Street pressure on Mark Zuckerberg to show returns from Meta's enormous AI build-out. NVIDIA's story is more technical, but the problem is very real. Financial AI systems often need examples of events that do not appear evenly in real news feeds. Earnings and stock moves are everywhere. Credit rating changes, product approvals, labor issues, and other rarer categories are much harder to cover at scale. NVIDIA's guide shows a pipeline that generated 2,536 unique synthetic financial headlines across 13 categories using NeMo Data Designer, NeMo Curator, and the Nematron 3 Nano 30 BA3B model. The process ran for 82 iterations over about 6 days on a single 8-way NVIDIA B200 node, with category-weighted generation, global semantic deduplication, and dynamic correction when categories drifted out of balance. The deduplication detail matters. In a naive batch of 50,000 headlines, 65% were removed as near duplicates, and the full iterative workflow removed roughly 82% cumulatively. In plain English, synthetic data at this scale is not just press a button and accept the output. It is generate, filter, compare, rebalance, and repeat. The open-sourced Fin headline mix dataset could help with financial NLP tasks like classification and model distillation. The trade-off is that synthetic headlines are still proxies, not full articles, and diversity on paper does not automatically mean fidelity to real market language. The work is useful because it shows its machinery. The next question is how well those synthetic examples improve downstream systems in practice. The data center debate is where AI's abstract promise runs into physical infrastructure. Economist Nikki Hutley warns that governments are treating data centers as basic infrastructure, while skipping the kind of public cost-benefit scrutiny normally applied to roads or hospitals. Globally, there are more than 10,000 active data centers, and the number is projected to rise 3.5 times at an estimated cost of $7 trillion, roughly 5% of annual global GDP. Australia is the focus of the argument, with 286 active or planned centers, and companies such as Anthropic courting the country for model training. Hutley says data centers are expected to triple Australia's energy and water consumption by 2030, which could strain grids, raise consumer bills, slow the renewable transition, and add waste heat in a warming country. The important nuance is that AI is not dismissed here. The piece points to real upsides, including traffic relief in Shanghai, faster and more accurate medical imaging, and grid optimization. But the question is whether the public ledger is being counted honestly. If most of the equipment is imported, post-construction jobs are limited, and fossil fuel-powered facilities are tolerated, then governments have to ask who captures the upside, and who absorbs the energy, water, emissions, cybersecurity, and fiscal risks. In practical terms, the AI boom is becoming a planning problem, not just a technology race. And finally, Character.ai is taking its chatbot roots into a very different format: interactive microdrama. The company is launching 3 AI-produced series called Last Summer, The Nighttime Game, and Eden Fall, created with its own AI production tools. The twist is that users aged 18 and older can chat directly with the characters, ask questions, and roleplay alternate storylines. That is a different promise from simply watching short vertical drama on TikTok, Instagram, Peacock, Amazon Prime, Geo Hotstar, or dedicated microdrama apps. Character.ai wants the show to become something closer to a living avatar experience. The company is starting with a studio-led model to refine the format and workflow before releasing creator tools for users to build and share their own series from original characters. This fits its broader entertainment pivot, including lore book for world building, books for inserting users into classic literature, and tests like C.ai FM for audio series creation. The strategic logic is clear. Sensor Tower says Character AI users averaged more than 950 minutes per month in the first half of 2026, so interactive entertainment could deepen engagement and create new revenue paths. The hard question is control. If viewers can roleplay with characters in real time, creators gain a powerful tool, but they also inherit risks around consistency, quality, privacy, and safety in the most personal parts of the storytelling. Today's through line is that AI scale is showing up everywhere, in custom chips, coding models, synthetic datasets, public infrastructure, and entertainment formats that talk back. The useful question is no longer whether AI is moving fast. It is whether the systems around it can prove value, manage costs, and keep people in the loop. Thank you for staying informed with Digital Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.